Just as important as who comes in for Manchester United this summer will be who departs. Erik ten Hag will have to sell if he is to see his budget increase to a level that would allow him to do the kind of business he envisages. United have a striker at the top of their list for the summer window, but whoever that ends up being will take out a significant chunk of the budget if either of the top targets, in Harry Kane or Victor Osimhen, signed. Then it will be edging close to a 9-figure fee. There is also a desire to add a younger midfielder to the squad. With a right back and a goalkeeper also potentially on the agenda, a central defender could be required as well. Depending on those departures, a repeat of last year, when United spent £225 million while bringing in only around £25 million, won't be on the cards. If the fees are to get close to that level, then significant sums will have to be raised. The good news for Ten Hag and United's football director John Murtough is that there are plenty of players who could be sold to raise cash. It might be easier to look at who won't be leaving if he signs a new contract. Then David De Gea will clearly be on that list, but he might be the only goalkeeper to stay for Dean Henderson. It will depend on the time frame of his return from injury. But if he is only fit again late in July, then it might be a point when clubs have sorted a goalkeeper for next season. He's certainly someone who could leave. However, the same is true of Tom Heaton, who is out of contract at the end of next month at centre-back. Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez will be going nowhere. They are the first-choice pairing and an excellent combination, but one of Victor Lindelof or Harry Maguire could go, which makes them both vulnerable. It might make sense to sell the one who either pushes hardest to leave or who brings in the highest fee. Luke Shaw is too versatile and too good to leave, capable of standing in at centre-back and making the left-back role his own. Tyrell Malacia is an able deputy who will almost certainly improve for his first season at the club. An upgrade is clearly required at right-back, and that probably means that at least one of Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diogo Dalot could depart if the fee is right. Loanies Eric Bailly and Alex Telles will both be out the door if a buyer can be found in midfield. The starting three will be vital again next season. United are at their best when Casemiro, Christian Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes are on form. Fred is an able deputy and is probably safe due to the lack of numbers. But while there might be a desire to keep Scott McTominay, he also a very sellable asset who has attracted interest from Newcastle. Selling him might help raise funds presuming he signs a new contract. Then Marcus Rashford is definitely not for sale. The same goes for Alejandro Garnacho, and Anthony Jadon Sancho is probably safe. But the reality is he hasn't come close to justifying his £73 million fee and could be third choice out wide next season. So there are no guarantees. Ten Hag will run the rule over Ahmad in preseason and he could be part of the squad next year, or he could head out on loan again. United made a bold call to sell James Garner a year ago, however, and with Ahmad's value soaring after his impressive spell with Sunderland, it's not beyond the realms of possibility they cash in again. The depth out wide should make Facundo Pellistri and Anthony Elanga expendable, and neither has had much of a role this season. Anthony Martial could stay as a backup striker, but it's not a role he's enjoyed in the past, and now could be the time to sell. In terms of numbers, he's had a reasonable season. United have to keep their options open when it comes to sales. McTominay is the perfect example of a player Ten Hag might see value in keeping, but also find an offer comes in that is too valuable in what it might allow to do in refreshing the squad. When looking at his options for next season, it might be that De Gea, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Malacia, Casemiro, Eriksen, Fred, Fernandes, Rashford, Garnacho and Antony are entirely safe. That doesn't mean the rest will all be sold, or should be sold, but they could all be vulnerable if the right offer came in. Bringing money in will be just as important as spending it this summer.
Now